Jason Carroll joining us from the Pig Trail Nation. Jason, sorry we got you on a little bit late. You were superseded briefly there by Lady Smackdown. So I don't know how you can follow that phone call, but good luck.
I would have kept the love line going and just had her on for this segment.
Well, we're happy for our guy.
Well, Jason, I think the thing that I love about the thing, and maybe you'd agree, am I hunky? Because she called me hunky, and I'm smiling from ear to ear right now that I had a woman call me hunky live on radio.
I cannot confirm that because I've never actually seen you in person, so I don't know if I'd call you a hunk or not. I don't know. Phil would be better. Phil or Matty T would probably.
Matty T, or like what? Do you guys think I'm hunky?
Oh, absolutely.
Good. Okay, good.
You're the definition of hunky.
Thank you.
I'm too afraid of you to say no. That'd be the same for Jason Carroll because I depend on him so much for radio equipment. Jason, let's talk. What direction you want to go on this?
Do we have to talk about? Let's go with the news of the day.
Okay.
The Razorback baseball team is ranked 8th by D1 Baseball.
Okay, I was going to let you take this segment where you wanted to go. So, do you think 8th in the country according to D1 Baseball would also be 5th in the SEC? What do you think?
I think that's probably about right. Again, and I voiced my concerns with you. I think the pitching staff's the biggest concern right now. That's where you have a lot more returners, but I'm concerned about what they will or won't be able to do. They're going to have to rely on youth, and so I think early on until they can, really showcase what they have, that would be probably about right in the SEC. Right?
So tell me what they have.
Better than when they were ranked 20th last week, I think. So
yeah, and look, I mean, these are always preseason polls. Don't really tell you much, except I think a respect for the coaches. The question marks about Arkansas pitching, to me, are at the top of the list. But when I look at the way that the lineup could settle in, I think this is a team that's going to score. I think it's a team that should be pretty slick in the field. But I think you may end up, like, there's some really good young freshman arms, but it just takes a while for those freshman arms to settle into whatever roles Dave and Matt feel work for them. And those roles usually don't even really work out for the first month and a half of the season. So, I just imagine we're going to see a lot of high-scoring games. Scheduled this week, right? It's got to come out.
Yeah, I would assume it'll come out in the next couple of days. I know you were talking about your broadcaster chinks, but I would assume we have it by the middle of the week. Softball got their schedule out last week, so, I think they're waiting on the SEC, and I think the SEC's probably got it. They're just waiting on the right time to release it. And I think it'll come in the next couple of days, and I'm anxious to see. I mean, we kind of know what the non-conference is going to look like for the most part, I think. Just hearing stuff pop in and out. But I think it'll be a good schedule. And you want some challenges at the beginning, and they're going to get challenges right off the bat because you need to see what you have. Again, the only time we've seen them is in fall ball, so we don't know what they've done since fall ball. They're getting back out there now. And that's where the concern was for me was with pitching staff. I mean, a guy like Connor Nolan struggled mightily in the fall. You're going to have somebody like him, and he may not start. He may be a guy that is a long relief guy to start out. I don't know. I don't know what their plans are, and hopefully we'll talk to Van Horn once that schedule comes out. But, there's just question marks in that pitching staff, and that's the concern for me with this team right now.
Up the middle, they're going to be really strong. Where I'm trying to figure things out now for myself, and it's not question marks about these positions because I think you got talent at both spots on the corners and the infield and the outfield too. I think Caden Wallace is going to be. Someone asked, who's the next Heston Kjerstad? There is no next Heston Kjerstad. I think Kjerstad was about as special of a college hitter as there has been at Arkansas. But I think Caden Wallace has the opportunity to be an extremely special hitter. And I think, he was a third baseman when he signed up at Arkansas. He's now listed as a right fielder too. And I saw him in fall ball in right field. The kid's got an absolute hose. He can crush. And I think Caden Wallace could end up being one of the big bats in the middle of the lineup, even as a freshman.
That's why they brought him here. They needed that power and that pop. And I think he'll play the outfield this year. And I think when Nesbitt's gone after this year, I think, he'll slide into third base. and be that third baseman for a couple of years. But yeah, he's got talent, like you said, with Battles and more up the middle. It'll be interesting to see what they end up doing at first base. And then, Christian Franklin's the guy that's gotten all the pub, and you hope that he lives up to the pub that he's gotten. I mean, he's talented, he's solid, built like a rock, can hit, can play that center field position. So you hope he stays healthy and lives up to all the high expectations that people have for him, that started in the fall. And you hope he lives up to them.
You mentioned first base, and, Matt Goodhart could play some first base. I think he's going to DH, more than anything else. Brady Slavens, saw him at the in fall ball too. He was the JUCO player of the year. This dude can hit. He's not coming here to sit. I also don't think he's coming here to platoon. I think Slavens is your first baseman.
Yeah, probably, because you need him on the field. I mean, what you hope with him is that he carries over that pop he had in that limited season they had last year at JUCO and can bring that to this level, because that would be, you think about it, they really, since Spanberger, they have not had a first baseman hit, and they need a guy at that spot that can hit. And he could be that guy if he's that guy. If it's not him, I don't know who it would be, but they need some production offensively from that first base spot.
We're going to go in about a minute and a half or so, Jason, because we bunched things up a bit here. But I do need to get a thought on Arkansas basketball right now. I mean, back-to-back road blowout losses. Auburn's coming up Wednesday. They've got Sharif Cooper now. They're a different team than when Arkansas played them on December 30th. It was a really bad week. I don't remember a worse week for Arkansas basketball.
Yeah, not only is they a different team, Arkansas is a completely different team. Offensively, they've disappeared, and they will lose that game at home on Wednesday night if they do not hit shots early in that game and establish a presence. Because Cooper, his ability to score, his ability to dish, and just change the momentum of that team, they will come in here Wednesday night at 8 o'clock and win that game. And so Arkansas has got to find a way to get off to a better start than they did either one of those games last week. And if they don't, they'll lose. And I don't know who's going to do it, because you guys talked about Moses earlier today. He's been the solid guy. Everybody else has got to step up. The turnovers have to go down, and they've got to figure out a way to play better defense, because Cooper, one of the struggles they have is a guy that can drive. Well, Cooper drives and dishes all day long. Mm-hmm. And then when you try to stop that, he's going to pop outside and hit those 3-point shots. So they've got a lot of stuff on their hands this week, and they better win Wednesday. I think they go to Vandy and win on Saturday, but if you lose Wednesday night and you're struggling, who knows? But they've got to figure it out offensively early in that game. They cannot have these slow starts, or they'll get blown out of the gym at home on Wednesday night.
All right, Jason, we got to run. Sorry for it being a quick segment. Please show up in person next Monday, because the cat misses you, man. The cat doesn't know what to do without you on a Monday.
Kiki and I got to get back together.
That's right. All right, that's Jason Carroll from Pig Trail Nation.
Hey,
if you own a business that needs more security or needs more curb appeal, the number at the Fence Man is what you need. Put it in the phone now, 479-782-3936. Just call that number, and the Fence Man will just appear for a quick, no-obligations quote. A new fence from the Fence Man will help you out with more security and more curb appeal. Plus, they specialize in custom installations, things like gates and controlled access card readers, and been doing it for over 40 years. That's 479-782-3936. The Fence Man is a division of Quantum Property Services.